Hello guys, it's Peachie. Today I bring you Seiya no Uta, a Nitro Plus game that I've never touched in my life. Mostly because of the gore. Fair warning, I guess trigger warning, there's a lot of it. A lot of blood, a lot of scary monster things. So if that's not your thing, then this video might not be for you. And without further ado, I'm just gonna hop right into it, because, I mean, whatever. The story is a work of fiction. Medical precision. That's great. Thank you. Oh god. Do not modify grotesque images, obscure focus. For the sake of YouTube not taking down my videos, I'm just gonna lower the brightness. Just lower the brightness. What a lovely start. Oh my gosh. The wriggling lump of flesh burbles. Sounds really interesting. Three such creatures are sitting around the table in front of me, slurping filthy sludge from their cups as they trade whines, growls, and sounds that I can hardly describe. By listening carefully, I'm able to grasp the gist of their conversation. Really? This allows me to barely avoid arousing their suspicion. I can stay out of it as long as they're just talking among themselves. But I can't ignore them if they speak to me. However they may look, they are my friends, apparently. I want to deny it, of course, but I gave up on that a long time ago. Each night, I went to sleep wishing that this world would just turn out to be a nightmare. Yet each morning I awoke to find that the world was just as horribly warped as it was the day before. I have to live while blending in, while acting like one of them, just as I've done these past 3 months. I will continue to do for the rest of my life. Continue to do so for the rest of my life? Judging by its tone, this one must be Koji, and the one next to him, squealing more than the others, is probably Omi. Which means that the one next to me must be Yo, though I can no longer see any trace of once refined features. I try my best to ignore the rotten stench of the excrement that issues from her quivering flesh. I'm just picturing this whole situation, and I feel like I would be mega awkward. Like, I doubt I would be able to sit at a table with these giant slime things just at each other. No, like, this guy's got cojones. Oh god. Yet, at the same time, I find it kind of funny. I'm a horrible person. Everything has changed completely. While everything appears different to me, my relationship to the world alone is the same. These creatures were part of the same college club as me, and we used to be pretty good friends. We even went skiing every winter break. Now these are but fond memories of days that will never return. If only everyone, including my friends, had forgotten about me. I might have been able to disconnect myself from the world. It would have been comforting, in comparison, to believe that I had been abducted by aliens and taken to a different planet or something. However, this is definitely Japan on the planet Earth, and this is the city where I was born and raised, the society that I was once a part of for 20-odd years, but I, alone, could no longer see it that way. I no longer recognize the world. I have no place to call home. But just then, one of the flesh lumps says as it swivels its bloodshot eyes toward me.
Don't.
I desperately try to suppress my loathing and behave normally, but my hoarse voice ruins the attempt. It's depressing. A slimy hole near the top of the creature writhes nauseatingly as it vomits some semblance of words. So that must be Koji's head, face, and mouth. Or rather, what I would have seen as 3 months ago. Seen as such 3 months ago. I can't talk right, oh my god. Unable to bring myself to look at it, I avert my eyes and give a neutral answer.
Yeah, yes.
Koji was one of my best friends, as was everyone else here. They were all precious to me, and one of them had even desired to be more than just friends. How many nights have I spent crying in loneliness, lamenting the friends who will no longer exist? In 3 months, I cried myself dry, and now there's only loathing left in me. Surrounded by fleshy creatures that I can only assume are Koji, Omi, and Yo, I spend each day trying to act like I always have. If I fail at this, I'll probably be sent back to the hospital. But this time, I'll be locked away forever. No matter what, I mustn't let that happen.
どうだろうな。今日の診療で先生に聞いてみる。
I'm at my limit. I can't look at them or listen to their terrible voices any longer. Losing my patience, I jump to my feet. A spray of stringy slime from the cilia wriggling around in its voice box flies towards me. I try to cover myself, but too late to keep the slime from splattering across my face like a yolk of a rotten egg. I'm on the verge of losing it. I want to grab a chair, a desk, anything within reach and use it to smash the life out of this creature, ending it all. I barely suppress the impulse. I have to avoid arousing their suspicion. However they look at me, this is their world. I'm an outsider here.
だから今日も診療なんだ。もう時間だから。
I try to fake a smile, but I'm not sure it works. Reaching into my wallet, I pull out the first bill I find and put it on the table without looking at it. It's probably enough for the drink I ordered, and I don't care about the change. Who's gonna give you change? They're big slime things. Okay. I just want to get out of here as fast as possible.
それじゃあ。
I leave, quite literally running for my life. I'm not crazy.
ねえねえ、今度のスキーだけどさ、今年はどっかスケートも遊べるところにしない？
Tsubaka Yo frowns at the suggestion.
スケート？わざわざスキー場にまで行ってスケート？
勘弁してやってくれよ、つくば。こいつ今そっちにハマってんだ。
Tono Koji supports Omi with a laugh. Her sudden statements are nothing new, and it's Koji's role as her boyfriend to provide backup. To Yo, they seem like a good match for each other. Sometimes it just makes her jealous.
なんせオウミってさ、この前この年になって初めてスケートやったんだ。
何よ、スケートしたことなかったのがそんなに不思議
？20歳になって初体験ってのは興味そうそういないんじゃないかな。
子供の頃はなんとなく怖かったのよ。あの靴なんだか刃物みたいでさ。でもいきなりやって滑れたの？大見ちゃんすごくない？
容量はスキーとそう変わるもんじゃないからな。重心を前に出して靴の前のヘリでコントロールする感覚とか。
コウジにそう言われたもんだからさ、騙されたと思ってやってみたわけよ。そうしたらもう楽しくって。
Oh, so it was a date. Yo feels a stab of envy. Koji and Omi enjoy their time together like normal overs do. Like normal I-overs do. Great translation. That's certainly not something to be jealous of. It's just that Yo's luck has been bad.
私も見てみたいな。大見ちゃんがスケートやるところ。
Yo keeps her voice upbeat, trying to cover up her inner conflict. Yo knows that she mustn't be envious or blame luck. She has a special person too. It's because of the terrible tragedy that befall him that he doesn't spend any time with her. His is true misfortune, the sort that makes unluckiness pale in comparison.
だからさ、ね、今度のスキー旅行、ついでにスケート旅行にしちゃえば2倍美味しく楽しいってわけよ。でもさ、スケートはスケートリンクに行けばできるじゃない。わざわざスキー場に行ってまでやる？だから屋内じゃなくてさ、屋外スケート、凍った湖とかで滑れるところ。そんな都合のいいとこあるかな？なんだかすっごく混んでそう。
While speaking, Yo sneaks a sideways glance at him. Although the conversation has only involved Koji and Omi, with Yo supporting their lively banter, there are clearly two couples sitting in the cafeteria table. In other words, Yo's boyfriend, though there's still some doubt over whether he could be called that, is also sitting with them.
なあ、文則。お前はどう思う？
Maybe Koji sensed the pain in Yo's heart in his usual quiet and considerate way.
どうって。
The cause of Yo's distress, Sakisaka Fuminori, responds to Koji's sudden query with a vague, mumbled question of his own.
いや、だからさ、
Stupid game. Koji speaks gingerly, as though probing a tumor. A few months ago, he wouldn't have hesitated to firmly rebuke Fuminori for his attitude. Their long acquaintance has forged a friendship that needs no restraint.
わからない。
Fuminori responds bluntly, his downcast eyes a sullen demeanor making it clear that he has no desire to break his silence.
何か他の予定でもあるのか？いや、別に。
Even Koji, who should be Fuminori's best friend, cannot communicate with him as he could before. It should go without saying that Yo can't find a thing to say. The scars left by the events of that late summer day are still deep months later. Each one of the four bears them, not only Fuminori.
なあ、別に運動するのが傷に触るとかそういうわけでもないんだろ？
どうだろうな。今日の診療で先生に聞いてみる。
As though that answer drained the last of his patience, Fuminori bolts out of his chair.
おい、文則！
Even Fuminori can't keep his voice from rising as little as he tries to stop Fuminori from leaving. Fuminori reacts swiftly, throwing his hand over his face as though trying to shield himself from something terrifying. Maybe some spittle flew inadvertently from Koji's mouth? But that's the sort of thing that happens occasionally during everyday conversation. At least there wasn't even enough spit for Yo to see clearly. Certainly nothing you'd need to frantically protect yourself from. Even if he was spit on, Fuminori's reaction was extremely unpleasant.
だから今日も診療なんだ。もう時間だから。
Fuminori snaps, making no attempt to relieve the discomfort of his friends. Even as he tosses money onto the table, presumably to pay for his coffee, he acts like he's touching something filthy.
それじゃあ。
With a hurried stride that makes it seem as though he's running away, Fuminori leaves the cafeteria. And with that, I'm going to have to end it. Part 2 should be up soonish. Please don't judge me too hard for my reading skills. I'm a noob. Thanks for watching!